ladies and gentlemen, the channel is We Africa. We are back again to digest the issues, especially the issues in Eswatini, the issues that are pending in Eswatini, the issues that are hot in Eswatini right now. At the moment, the video is directed at issues that are really heating up, the issues that are critical in Eswatini at the moment. The channel is We Africa. Please, if it's your first time to be on this platform, to be your first time on this channel, please just subscribe and share this video with a lot of your friends. It will be a good idea if you share it with your friends and whoever you might share it with, so that they get the information that we are discussing and dissecting on this channel today. Thank you so much. The issue that I wanted to look at, the first issue that is so pertinent at the moment, is I wanted to ask you whether Mswati's Juju is really working. Mswati, we know that he uses Juju a lot, and most of the people that are rumored to have disappeared, they disappear because some of them are used in making Juju that will protect him from any enemies, yourselves included, because now you are enemies of the state, you are enemies of Mswati. So I'm just wondering whether his Juju is working, or his Juju really works, because some of these things, that's just the myth. We believe something is working when some things are just happening by themselves, or it's just a coincidence. And I'm just wondering whether his Juju, the Juju that he really put forward to protect himself, does work, because I can see a lot of confusion, a lot of head-butting in the opposite camp, in the pro-democracy camp. A lot of people are really fighting each other there. Let us take, for example, Zwelimatin and his friend Gauzela, who are fighting over the fact that maybe Swalimo, which is a formation by Gauzela, is an umbrella, and Zwelimatin is saying it's an umbrella party, and some people are arguing that it's not. I think that is not important at the moment, because if we argue at the technicality of things like that, then we are just missing the point, because that is not what is important at the moment, to be honest with you. If you look around you, maybe you guys are not even looking around you. If you look around you, the government is going after students right now. Those who rioted maybe 3 months back, isolating them, taking them one by one, making sure that the parents, in some cases, pay a fine, or maybe they might call it bail, pay bail of Emalangi 10,000. Where do they raise such an amount of money from? It's a very huge amount of money if we consider the people who are supposed to pay it. Government is punishing people, is isolating people, and making sure that all the enemies of the state are brought to book and are punished individually. And if you look at this, you find out that students, for example, they are very strong and very powerful when they are operating in a group, or when they are operating in groups. When they are isolated, I'm a teacher, I know this because I'm a teacher. When you isolate them, when you take them one by one, you weaken them, and you even crush their resolve, you crush their will to fight. And sometimes their will to continue fighting might even be crushed. They might never want to be involved in these demonstrations ever again. Not because Mswati is using some juju or is doing what, but because he's isolating them and intimidating them, putting the fear of God into them, so that they will never want again to be. Even adults, I think, a lot of adults are being taken one by one into prison, and they are getting locked up right now for crimes committed during the demonstrations. And the problem here is that we have a leadership vacuum. The leaders are busy fighting over issues that are so trivial. These issues that are fighting over, they are not very important. They are not of any fundamental importance at all when we look at the structure and maybe the execution of the revolution itself. Because what is needed now is to carry forward the revolution, because you are giving Mswati a lot of time by not doing anything, by just relaxing, by being quiet with your parties that you have formed. You are giving Mswati a lot of time. You are giving him a lot of breathing time. He's able to reorganize himself and reinvent himself and then fight back. He's on the offensive right now. He's taking people one by one and making sure that he looks like, to some people who are innocent, he looks like he wants to give a picture of himself looking like a very innocent king, who is a progressive king, a caring king, who is willing to help them develop. And I think in the process of doing that, he's even winning some hearts. He's winning some people back to him. He's winning. And this is all because the leaders of pro-democracy leaders are really sleeping. I once said they are sleeping. Some people might be hurt by this, but they are worried about who is going to be leader, who is going to be the president or of the Republic of Swaziland. They think Mswati is already gone. Mswati is still there and is very strong and is cementing his position there. He's making sure that he barricades himself, he protects his position, and never imagine that Mswati at this moment is weakened. Some people say, hey, the enemy is weakened and is confused. Not Mswati. Mswati is not confused and is not weakened. This is his strongest moment. Right now, since the demonstrations, he's stronger than ever before. He's very, very stable and is sober-minded. And I think he's laughing. He has the last laugh. And remember, he who has the last laugh laughs best, and I think Mswati is laughing his best because looking at the camp, at the opposite camp, looking at the democracy camp, really they are fragmented, and their ideals, their what drives them, they are driven by totally different things, and they are beginning to position themselves for positions that they might never have if Mswati is not defeated, because you can't have elections. These political parties are thinking that maybe they are going to win elections. Which elections are you going to have if you don't remove Mswati? Because there are no elections. They are outlawed. These political organizations are outlawed. They are illegitimate. They are, by law, they are not even allowed to exist. So why are they even fighting for positions when they should at least first clear the ground for them to really operate legally, legitimately? Then they will start fighting only when Mswati is gone. I think we are having some leaders who are behaving like toddlers here, and even some high school kids who are being chased away like these kids at Pumtile High School who have been suspended because they've been identified as people who are promoting the idea that people should go back to demonstrations and riots. They're even wiser than some of the adults that I'm seeing leading these political groupings. They are wiser, far wiser than that. And most of these kids that are here talking, you get to listen to their interviews, they are smarter than some of the leaders that we have because they can identify where the problem is. And they are even stronger enough. They are even motivated enough. They are even brave enough to fight a system individually. Fighting individually is very, very difficult. And that's why I say the leaders should be taking the fight on right now, should be able to launch the fight now, to continue. Maybe Mswati was very weak at some point at the height of the demonstrations, and he was almost overthrown until the SADC came, they sent their envoy, and then Ramaphosa came, and you thought they were coming to help you. You almost pushed him out of power, and then SADC came to help him. And now, to start all over again, it needs a leader with special qualities, with a vision, with a very strong vision. And I thought maybe Gauzela, by launching Swalimo, was targeting that. He just launched his Swalimo and then he shelved it. It's on the shelf right now. Why would he launch a party where there are so many other parties that are not doing anything? And then he launches a party just not to do anything, just to follow what is happening there. Why were we even supporting him? We thought maybe he was going to bring something different. We thought maybe he was going to project himself in a different dimension or in a different direction. Alas, no, he's even quieter than he was before. Before that, he used to talk to people, he used to motivate people by singing and maybe by words, but now he has gone mum. He's hiding, which is why I'm saying maybe Mswati, Juju is working. Maybe Mswati, Juju works after all, and he will continue abducting these kids to use for his Juju, because if it works, then he will continue to make sure to reinforce it, and reinforce it with the blood of your own kids. While you are watching, while you are relaxing, while you are thinking, oh, maybe someone, if the leaders are there and they are not doing anything, are not leading the people, are not channeling the energies of the people in the direction where it is supposed to be channeled, then what's the use of having those leaders? Gauzela, especially I want to direct Gauzela because I supported his party when he launched it. Now, we supported his party and then he just went quiet, talking to nobody, saying nothing. And maybe the only situation where you hear something is where he's having some squabbles with his Welimati. where they are having some confrontational arguments, the two of them arguing about silly stuff that we don't care to know about. We care to know about what is to happen next. How are we going to overthrow him? And it can only be done through demonstrations and riots. If you are thinking of guns, buying guns from somewhere and trying this and that, Mswati has got very, very, very powerful guns. And you can't outmatch him by buying guns from where. The people are your source of inspiration, and they are the weapon through which you can overthrow this government, this regime, this kingdom under this very tyrannical king. And if you don't see that, then you won't see anything. Then you are not leaders. Leaders should be able to identify where their human resources are coming from, and where any other resource that they can use is going to come from, and then make maximum use of those resources. And you are not making maximum use of the resources that we have, especially the human resources. People are fighting individually in different areas. They are trying very, very hard to fight individuals that are uncoordinated. There's no coordination in the way people are fighting at the moment. No coordination whatsoever. Their actions are not coordinated because the leaders are busy, I don't know, are busy doing what? Calculating how much they will make when they are leading Swaziland when finally Mswati is overthrown. Maybe they are calculating how much they will be earning for every month, and then how much they are maybe calculating that they will be occupying Mswati's mansions. Maybe their wives will be occupying some of the mansions, calculating things that are not even there, that are not existent at the moment. The reality of those things existing or being available for them can only exist or really happen if they start fighting Mswati right now. Take the battle to him, not for him to relax. And then today they were commemorating the World AIDS Day. Nothing abnormal, everything usual, nothing unusual, everything working very well. Mswati's regime is just relaxed. Everything is going on very well. He's being disturbed by nobody. Nobody is really fighting him. Nobody is being confrontational. He's quite relaxed, very poised, and very powerful, well positioned. And nobody, it looks like if he was shaken before, right now he is not shaken. He's very well, strongly positioned. And we also heard that some citizens at Malinza have been sleeping outside as a protest against the government, which I think is something to do with their housing, which maybe are cracked and what because of somebody can explain that to me, maybe mining or what. As a protest, they've been sleeping outside without sleeping inside their houses. Outside, we know how the elements of weather are very strong outside, and it's not habitable outside, especially when it's raining like this. So please, leaders, I'm appealing to you, please start the fight now. Start being serious. Leaders are supposed to organize and not to wait for leadership. No, leadership means organize and make sure that people do what they are supposed to do.